Hey, can you hear me? All right. Well, if you guys are still here, I guess I'm here. Sorry, everybody was having technical issues. I'm not used to YouTube Live. I'm used to StreamYard, which is a nice handy button right on the screen. It goes, go live, click. Okay. Camera's on. So my mic is on. It's on mute. Okay. Thanks, Melissa, for telling me. Oh, what a pain in the arse. Okay, now that I get it, I need an afternoon cup of tea. Okay, so I rearranged some stuff here so I can do this in the craft room. I have my son's old dresser from college. Hi, Kim. Hi, Carlene. Thanks for coming by. And I got a printer on it and my sewing box and stuff, and I just briefed that off and put the laptop up. So you can actually see pretty well. I'm just going to try and turn this a bit. Sorry if I jiggle. You can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm sewing a little bit while I'm here. I'm making the binding ready to go for that Vegas Nights quilt. It's in the dark gold fabric. And I'm not doing the, lay them sideways like this, 90-degree angle, right sides together and sew diagonally across. I'm not doing that. I only have just enough fabric for this. I can maybe squeeze out one more 2.5-inch strip. But right now I've cut 7 and that should be enough. So I'm just joining them end to end. Slightly larger than a 1/4-inch seam. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for coming in, everybody. All my quilting friends are here, and Carlene is one of my crafty friends, and she lives here in BC like me. So I'm just doing them straight on, end to end, so there, to make sure I have enough and it's not screwed up. Okay, so if you're going to hear sewing machine noises, you probably can't see because the camera's a bit far away, but... And I can't bring it closer or the laptop will be on the floor and all you'll see is carpet. Just chain piecing them along. And I just also realized that my iron is still downstairs because I starched the backing fabric yesterday. And usually I'll get my son or my husband or somebody to bring it up and down for me because it's kind of, not that it's heavy, it's just sort of bulky. And I've got my cane and I'm going up the stairs and it's like, oh crap, I'm going to drop it. So can someone else do that, please? It's a relatively new iron. I don't want it broken. I got it 2020 because my other one wasn't staying hot. It was an old crappy Kenmore. And my husband bought me a nice Rowenta. Thank you, Amazon. Okay, so I got one spare because I'm doing chain piecing these 2 at a time. So after I've got these all done, then I'll finger press them and start sewing them together. Right now, we'll put an ender in there. Okay, good. That's for now. Okay, back to this. Jiggle my laptop around. Oh. I appreciate you guys all joining me and hanging out with me and not having to deal with my... Oh, there was my eye. Sorry, everybody. The cottonwood is really bad around here right now, and I'm not technically allergic to it because I didn't test it, but man, does it bother my eyes. This one in particular. Holy crud. There we go. All of a sudden, my eye just wells up. And it's like, ah! Yeah, and usually that blue sewing box right there, that usually sits on this dresser next to the printer, which I've just shoved over in the corner right now so I can put the laptop on it. That was my grandma's. My dad's mom's. And as you can see, I got one of those things hanging over the door. It's got various threads and scissors and whatnot in it. That back corner has one of those plastic set of drawers. They're on rollers. I got fabric in them, a few patterns. My fabric marking pans are in there. Oh, Teresa says she's eating lunch, so she thought she'd drop in. Thank you very much for joining me on your lunch, Teresa. Hi, Thelma. Thelma Hall's another one of my crafty friends, another fellow Canadian. Thelma, I think the only person you might know in here is Carlene, but everybody else that is chatting here is all of my quilting friends. Oh, Melissa said she had a snacky snack. No worries, Thelma. I was having technical problems. It's okay if you're late. I wasn't exactly up and running. Melissa was helping me. Melissa is practically creative. I'll get the tech stuff done eventually. That orca wall hanging up there, I bought that orca as a laser cut applique thing at, I cannot for the life of me remember the really good quilt shop in Skagway, Alaska. Complete. Anyway, a bunch of people were walking around. It's sort of semi-raining and whatever, but the kids all wanted to go and have ice cream. So they walked on down the road to the ice cream store and I'm like, nope, I'm sorry, I'm staying here. So I bought that laser cut orca. It's like First Nations style. And the blue batik sort of oceany kinda. And the navy background has like cosmic-y sort of looking swirls on it. I didn't really quilt it much. I just kind of sewed it together. I just wanted it to be together. I just kind of quilted like around the orca, just sort of to like hold it down a bit. That was all. So what's everybody up to today? Sorry, Melissa, I missed your live with your laminating. I'll have to go back and watch that after. Thelma's been making journals because I've seen her videos lately. Carlene, what have you been up to? Have I missed one of your videos? Am I not paying attention? Sometimes I miss people. I just get in my little zone and I forget and I go, oh no. Yeah, true, Melissa. That's what replays are for. I know. I always feel bad when sometimes I'm just not organized enough. Colleen is sewing scraps. I'm probably going to be doing that soon, I hope, once this Vegas quilt is done. I hope. Oh, Carlene's enjoying the sun. Oh, I'm glad it's sunny up north. It's not bad today, but it's sort of cloudy. It's, I don't know, 15 degrees or something. It's not that bad. Tomorrow we're supposed to get a nice day, and then it's going to rain again on Thursday. Figures. And Teresa is long arm quilting. I got. Oh, hi, Shirley. Oh, give me the delete button. No worries. Oh, Kim, I hope you don't get any bad storm. That's not good. No worries, Colleen. she's got a phone call. Oh, and sorry, I'm a bit stuffy today too. It must be the dang cottonwoods. It's so bad. Yeah, Thelma, it must be around there too. It's not cold exactly, but it's not really warm either. We don't quite have summer yet. We're supposed to be doing some grilling on the weekend for my father-in-law's birthday, which is next Monday, and I don't know if we're going to be able to be outside. It's supposed to rain. We'll see. It'd be nice to get some summer in June, but it's probably a good thing it doesn't get super hot super fast. Oh no, Kim's got 2.5 inches already of rain this morning. Whoa. Kim, that sort of happened here last November when we had all that flooding in the Fraser Valley. We had, yeah, it was 200 and something in a day. Yeah, it was a lot. We can get rain here a lot, but that was like constant. It was crazy. Kim says they have flood warnings till after midnight. Yeah, I bet with that amount of rain, that sort of time. I hope it doesn't happen again. But yeah, it's fortunate that it's not stinking hot like Bam right now, because the snow, like my Alberta friends, they know what BC's like. Like almost the entire province is mountains, almost. And on mountains there's snow. And the snowpack is 110% of normal this spring. So all the meteorologists are warning, if we get a hot spell like that, then it's going to be bad. So we hope that doesn't happen. So cool for a while is not a bad thing while the snow just melts a little bit at a time. So I got the top of that Vegas quilt. Oh, and Teresa says it's not summer at her house either. Teresa, remind me where you are again. I forget. Right. Yeah, Kim says you grew up in Colorado. You know the snowpack, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, everyone's like not panicking, but dire warnings. This better not happen, or Northern Idaho. Okay, I thought you were. All right, I knew you were up by the border somewhere. Sorry, Teresa. I was thinking you were in Northern Washington. Close enough, though. I've only been as far as Spokane that way, but I kind of know your neck of the woods, kind of. It was a long time ago when our kids were little, though. Melissa is in Florida. I know that. I remember that part. I know you can't. My shirt's backwards, but it says I'd rather be cruising. My kids got me this for my birthday. Oh, Carlene's heading off to the island next week. Oh, I hope the weather's nice too. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look that great. Forecast looks kind of meh. Maybe it'll perk up later on in the week. It'll get a bit nicer. Oh, it's nice and hot and 88 Fahrenheit for Melissa. And Thelma lives near the South Saskatchewan River. And we've had flooding when it gets to warm in June fast. Yeah, sometimes it's done it here too. It just depends. If Prince George and places in northern BC get hot, where the Fraser River starts, that's where it's a problem. Around here, we just sort of worry about the local mountains that feed the Chilliwack River, because it eventually feeds into the Fraser River too. But the Chilliwack River is where we go camping. I know Melissa said that she wanted to see Canadian content. So I have camping videos in my travel playlist, and I think I have a few from our road trip to Alberta. Probably when we took our son the first time in 2019. Because when my daughter was going to Olds College, I did not do anything with my channel yet. And she finished college in 2018. Her brother started in 2019 after he graduated. So I know I have at least one Alberta road trip. Okay, so I'm just trying to remember now when I finished that quilt top. Some of you have seen bits and pieces, or I've mentioned this Vegas quilt that I've been working on for a month, I think. I don't have a lot of sewing time. I'm working, which is good. Yay, yay me, I'm working. People want stuff. Good, cool. But it eats into my quilting time. And also I'm fine sitting for a little bit, but then I gotta walk around. No, Thelma, we didn't go that far. We stuck with Highway 1. And then we didn't even go all the way to Calgary on Highway 1, though. We turned off at the Stony First Nation land. What's it called? 1A or something. And then we wound along the north side of the Bow River, past Ghost Lake. And then that piece of highway pops out at Cochrane. And then we turn north on Cochrane on Highway 22 or whatever it is. And that winds around up until there's a T in the road. And when you get to that T in the road, if you turn right, you go to Olds. And if you turn left, you go to Sundre. And that's when we went to Olds. We sort of did the back way because we did not want to enter Calgary. And no, it's nice and scenic on the north side of the Bow River. But we didn't go anywhere near you. I know where you live. I'm not going to say it, but yeah, no, we weren't that way. And see, Shirley, she says she's originally from Saskatchewan. I was born here in BC, and I've lived here my entire life, and I like my mountains around. Even if it's cloudy and I don't see them, I know they're there. There's mountains all around. Where I live is a valley, Fraser Valley. There's mountains everywhere. And when we went to Olds, it was like, this is weird. I mean, at least that part of Alberta is sort of like rolly, kind of, right? So it's not flat, but if you stand there on a clear day and squint off to the west, you can see the Rockies. And I didn't particularly like that. Maybe I'm slightly agoraphobic or something. I was sort of weirded out by it. That probably sounds crazy. But me and my husband are like, this feels weird. Like when we went the first time, we got used to it after a while because we went to Olds like, I don't know, 10 times altogether between the two kids. So we're used to going to that area, and it's pretty there. But at first it was like, wait a minute. So I don't know if he'd like Saskatchewan that much. It's creepy, I'm sure it's probably pretty too, and it's probably rolling and everything, but I've only flown over it. I have never driven through there before. Maybe someday. Shirley says once you get past Calgary, it gets very flat. They always say you can see your dog run away for 3 days. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I guess so. You get lots of horizon there, right? I always hate doing quilt backings. It's just my thing. I hate it, but I have to do it. So, and this one, because this Vegas one, this is directional. which again, I hate, but I'm the one that bought the fabric. So what I'm doing, I'm going to have to trim it because I needed about, what's my width? 50 something. I needed approximately 60 inches wide to cover the quilt top, with extra, right? I forget what measurements were. Anywho, I'm going to do, it's about 40 wide. So I have 2 pieces that are cut 40 by 50, and I'm going to sew them together so that I have a vertical seam. And then I'm going to trim them down just so I don't have loads of extra around the outside. And then on the bottom, I'm going to go back to the other fabric I had on the top, and it's directional 2. And I'm going to sew 2 pieces of that together for the bottom part to make it, I wanted it to be about 74 inches long, just again to have extra. And those of you that have seen my quilting videos before, that I have mentioned it a number of times that I've mentioned it, directly across the street from me, my neighbor, Beatrice, her website is pumpkinpatchquiltingbc.com or something like that. Anyway, she does really cool applique patterns, which I have purchased a few and I'm planning on making, but she also has an APQS long arm. I think it's one of those Millennium ones. Anyway, when I get her to, I'm not an expert. I don't say, oh, I want this. I take my quilt top to her. I take my backing to her. I always buy, she has Hobbs batting all over the place in her house. So I always buy it off of her. She just has the big bolt. So okay, 80-20, done. And I buy thread. So she goes and looks at the quilt and she says, how about this pattern and how about this thread? And I go, okay. I don't know. I'm not a long armor. So she does it. And then she gives it back to me and I trim off everything and square it up. And I usually wind up having about pieces of batting that are about, I don't know, a foot wide or so, maybe a bit smaller. They're actually a relatively good mug rug size. So some of it I've just used, like whacked a hunk off and used it for a mug rug. Some of them I've also Franken pieced together, so I have a larger piece if I need table runner or something like that. Usually big enough to do something with. And I'm now, as I make everybody grad quilts, I'm going to make everyone a Christmas ornament. And because I think I have enough of the backing fabric and enough of the square fabric, that's both Vegas nights, that I have hang on, do I have it handy? Yes, hold on one second. Oh God. I have a stash of these ornaments, various sizes, kicking around. This one is from Michael's. It's kind of flat. There's a slight flat area here. And what I'm probably going to do, because you can take, I can't remember who did it. Anyway, I did an ornament like this with Harry Potter fabric. And I'm pretty sure I filmed it. Anyway, you basically Mod Podge the whole thing and then take your piece of cutout fabric and just like stick it on. And then you smooth it and 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 smooth it. And you have kind of jaggedy bits here. Get it as close to the edge as you can. Let it dry. Flip it around. Same thing here. Smooth, 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 smooth. Let it dry. Probably going to take this topper off and try and paint it black. We'll see if that works or not. And then because there's red accent in the quilt, because there's little red stars in the fabric, I think I've got enough red cording of the right color. I'll have to look through my box. And then you just take thick enough cording, or if you're doing this like shabby chic style, you could put lace. You just need something on the edge to cover up your little nasty bits of fabric all the way around. And then you can use the same thing as your hanger. So that's how I'm going to do it. It's a bit foopy, but it's not that hard. And it works good if you have fabric that is like has a relatively large print, or you know what I mean? You really want to see it and not have it all in little bits. That's a good method to do decoupage ornaments with. Easier than the round balls, for sure. Okay, there, tea's all gone. I got back to sewing again, so yeah, Colleen, it is pretty cool. And it might be in my crafting playlist. Sometimes I really forget what I filmed and what I haven't filmed if I don't look at it and go, oh yeah, right, I remember that. But it might be in there somewhere. And the girl I watched do it, she did a Grinch ornament. And I cannot remember for the life of me what her channel name was. I know that when I did, if I did a video, I would have linked it and went, hey, I got this idea from here. I try and do that all the time, give credit where it's due, because I don't think of stuff. I'm not creative. But if I see a cool idea, I seize upon it. Because some people are great about thinking outside of the box, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I can follow directions reasonably well, most of the time. Let me just cut these apart. Okay, well, that one's still attached. I think I figured I needed like 250 inches of binding. Or 260 or something like that. So I have one of those quilt calculator things on my phone, which only sort of works because my phone's not very good right now. Online, though, is the Robert Kaufman Fabric Company's How to Figure Stuff Out website. Quilt calculators, right? So if I put in, what was my 42 inches or something is the fabric width. And then you put in your length and your width of your quilt top, and it spits out that you need 7 strips or 8 strips or whatever. So I'm just currently finger pressing open. It's a 1/4 inch. It's a little bit more than. Normally I do scant, but I just left this on the regular setting, and it comes out to like about a 1/4 inch. Just saves fabric. Usually I do it the other way, but I don't want to run short. I originally thought I might do it sort of scrappy with this gold and the red, but then I went, nope, just gold. I think it'll look good because the first border of the quilt is the red, to pick up the red in the print. And the second border is the black that is in the 4-patch along with this gold. There will be a video. I'm in the process of doing it, but until the quilt is done and finished, back from my neighbor across the street, and me having put the binding on it, you're not getting the video. So with any luck, middle of the month, middle of June, maybe. I'm going to try and get it to Beatrice, my neighbor, by the weekend. Okay, and I made a label. Here, I'm not going to show my friend's son, but I made a label. You see that? It's kind of crappy lighting in here. I've got fabric pens that my sister gave me. They work pretty good. And I have a little smidge of heat and bond left. I got to get more. I have like nothing, basically. And I do lines on it. And then I put it up by my window, and I use the lines to write. And then I have to whip off the heat and bond, and then I'll take the corner, iron it down. Each corner, iron it down, and then you fold it in. And then I will just sew this onto the back. And I just tell Beatrice, yes, there's a label on there, just quilt over top of it. And then it's really on there. It's sewn on by me and quilted on by her. It's not going to come off. And I make all my labels like this. I really have to make them smaller, though. I have too much room. I'm going to make it tighter, but whatever. I do have quite a bit of white. So this is the red. That's that one border. And then the black. Oh, I dropped it on the floor. Okay. I wonder where that one went. Okay, there. So I have 3 of them together. Yeah, thank you, Kim. The pattern, which I do explain at the beginning of the video, when I first took my first quilting class in 2015, that's the pattern I used. I was trying to have it as a throw on the downstairs couch, but now it's the dog's quilt. Maximus, that's in my icon photo, he sleeps on the downstairs couch on the quilt. So it is no longer a throw, it's his. Which, whatever, it is what it is. It was my first quilt. Well, technically, it wasn't my first quilt. I made a t-shirt quilt for my daughter with her old soccer jerseys and flannel. Never again. I hate flannel. Hate it. And then some of her teammates were like, "Can you make me one?" No. No. There's the short answer. No. Not doing it again. Now, maybe if I'd waited and done it, I would have liked it better. But anyway. All right. Oh. So, yeah. What have I done lately? Well, May was kind of busy, actually. I'm hoping to have a bit more time in June. We went to that resort in the Okanagan Lake Resort, middle of May with our friends, and it's pronounced Okanagan. Several people on American TV shows have called it Okanagan. No, Okanagan. And then we were camping on the Victoria Day long weekend. I know my American friends, you guys just had Memorial Day yesterday. Well, the 23rd is Victoria Day. We get our long weekend 1 week before you do. It is the unofficial start to summer. Although, actually, that weekend was pretty good. And then Victoria Day itself was raining when we packed up. Figures. Anyway. But we at least got decent weather. And my clients went sailing off from Vancouver on the 22nd to go to Alaska. And it was a beautiful sunny day. So they would have had a nice time sailing away in the sun underneath the Lionsgate Bridge. Would have been great. They came back on Sunday, had a wonderful time, loved it. So I was very happy about that. They had a good time. But now I've got, us sailing in September, and several clients are going to the Mediterranean in September. So upcoming in June, 90 days ahead, is when the final payments are done. So that's kind of what is occupying my time over the next couple of weeks here and there, is people getting their payments finished so that their cruise is going. And then if they need help with getting the shore excursions or anything like that done or whatever, then I can help them with that. Some people like me to help. Some people are good on their own. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever turns you on. I try not to be I don't do sales. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if you're good at that. I don't do that. I'm not that person. People want my help? Cool. You're good on your own? Cool. Oh, how do I make Colleen a mod? That's on the top menu, isn't it? Hold on. Second, participants, no? No. I don't know. I don't know how to make mods. I can make another window and go and find it myself instead of being lazy and just sitting here yakking. Right click on her name, okay. Hold on. Right click on her name. Nope, it's not giving me anything. Send page to your device, create QR code. Nope. It's this usual right click menu. That's weird. I can't use the little doodad. Oh, here we are, add moderator. Okay, that didn't come up before. Okay, Colleen, you're a moderator now. Figured it out. Yahoo! I'm so not techie. It's not funny. I know, Melissa, you have resident tech support in your house, and so do I. But my husband is not overly willing to help me with YouTube, unlike yours. Oh, Melissa, were you thinking of Colleen looking for that ornament link? I mean, I shouldn't be lazy. I should go get my own frigging link, shouldn't I? Let me see here. Oh, then you're going to disappear because I'm going to do a new window. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. All right, no worries. Hey, at least I got it now. I can do moderators. Yeah, well, Colleen, you don't have to do too much to me because I'm live maybe once a month, if that. Oh, and I forget, what did I ask you? No, yeah, don't worry about it. It wasn't anything terribly important about the link anyways. I was just thinking of something. If I do think of it, I will make a comment on this after myself and stick a link in there for you if I can find that. I'm almost positive I filmed it. I gave it to some of my friends down in, oh, where did they leave? Mississippi? Anyway, they're all Harry Potter fanatics. So, oh, that's one of the ones I use. Mod Podge and Fabric Christmas Ornaments. That's the one where they take the little pieces of paper and stick it on the round ball. Those are stupidly easy to do. I've got a few that are, I started and I just got to finish up when I have a chance. This other one is like you do a bigger piece and you, like I said, just stick it together. Yeah, I've asked a few other people, like shoot on Kathy's, right? And yours. Oh, I bit my tongue. DIY Christmas Ornaments 2020 Part 2. Oh, maybe that was it. Thanks, Colleen. Is that the one you found? I used the Harry Potter fabric that was left over from my great niece's quilt, and it had the big, like it was a white background with big house crests on it, which kind of fit perfectly that size of plastic thing. Full-time jobs modding. Thanks, Colleen. I appreciate it. I hope that was the one. I forget what I called the video, but that sounds right. I like doing both versions of, but the just stick on little bits is actually easier. But you really can't have anything big print or it looks weird. You have to have subtle small prints or tone on tones or something like that. And then the overall effect is better with those, use the round ball. I have done it with a styrofoam ball and plastic or glass balls, and it works pretty much the same way either way. Those the little bitty ornament ones, those small pieces of fabric. You probably could use paper too. Little paper scraps for Thelma and Carlene that do paper crafting. I haven't tried it with paper yet, but I guess you can. You could, I'm sure. Fabric just sort of stretches a little bit. Like the Mod Podge almost relaxes it so that you can smooth it down easier. And I've done a few of those fold up the fabric to make little triangles and pin it into the styrofoam. I know I've done video on those ones. I did one for my nephew and I did one for my friend's son with that orange, blue, and yellow quilt. So I used the 3 colors and made him one. Those are harder. Technically, as long as you get it straight, you're fine. But by the time you get all the pins, like I can't just do one. I have to do like it partly because my fingers get too sore. So as long as you line up everything. And I did order, I haven't tried them yet, but I did order some ornaments from the Ornament Girl because I follow her on YouTube too. And she has pre-marked balls. So I have a little small stash of hers, and I'm going to try to make ornaments. I'm going to go back and watch some of her videos and refresh my memory on how she does it. I haven't done that many. I've done 2, so I'm going to do a few more. They're not hard. You just have to pay attention, and they're fiddly. But they're not as easy as the Mod Podge ones, which, I mean, you're just doing little bits of fabric. You can just kind of slap them on any old way and it'll look fine. And then you put glitter Mod Podge over the outside of it, and you put a glingy bow, and done. It goes on your tree. And, if you have light shines on the glitter, like they look pretty. I did a nice one for my niece once with, it was a Robert Kaufman fabric. It was white, and it had sort of grayish, silvery snowflakes on it. And I stuck that on a ball and glittered it up, and she thought that was really pretty. You should try them, Thelma. You kind of get on a roll. I find it easier to do the glass or plastic ornaments you get them from Dollar Tree at Christmas, and they're dirt cheap. Or sometimes you get a box of them from Michael's, like a box of 4 or a box of 6 or whatever. But the glass ones are okay too. And the styrofoam foam ones are fine. You just have to make sure that you organize your hanger first, and then pin it down, and then you can Mod Podge the fabric around it, and it'll really stay. So figure out your ribbon or your cording or whatever it is you're going to use to hang the thing, attach that to the ball, and then go nuts with the Mod Podge. Oh, Shirley says she's done those as well. My daughter does junk journals and had one go to France. Oh, that's cool. I haven't really done too much with junk journals yet. I'm not really a journaler, but I did find it kind of helpful to start making that quilt journal. It's for a specific purpose. And Thelma and Carlene, Tina Epp. She's another one of my crafty friends. She made me a traveler's notebook, which I'll be taking cruising. I had to look through it, and I sort of have a plan of how I want to do it, because I know what cruises I have coming up, so I want to do that. But I made a bag back in 2020 when I was doing nothing. I made a bag, tote bag thing, right? And coming up, I think I'll do my draw on Thursday. So I'll try to film it. Not that it matters, because you won't know anybody on the list, but in the sake of honesty, I will film it. And I'm gonna make another traveler's notebook. Tina's it's gorgeous, and it's fancy, and she is so creative, and she's awesome. I will be lucky to get the paper together. So I'm making mine simple. But I want to put that in the bag for whoever wins it. And I have a fan. It's hot. I thought I would get maybe like an Indigo gift card, beach reading material or deckside reading material or something. I have some luggage tags. So if one of my Canadian clients wins it, they get a Canadian one. I have Expedia Cruises luggage tags. So if one of my other clients, I have lots of American clients actually. If they win it, then they get one of those. I've thought of a couple other things I want to maybe do and put in there, but we'll see how that goes. And then in June, I want to do a couple of other little smaller type projects before I do the next grad quilt, which is for my friend's son. And we just found out they're moving to Penticton from here. Penticton is another one of those cities on Okanagan Lake. So they're sort of in coming and going and all crazy through all summer, even though their son's just graduating. So he won't probably get it till like in the fall when they're even settled, and we'll go out there and visit them or something, and then I can give it to her. But chances are it'll take me all summer to finish it anyway. So it's probably just as well. All right. Well, now, since it's nearly 2, I probably should head out. I don't have much else to tell you guys. Going out to the weekend with our friends and the camping was all we really did. And yet it seemed May's gone by like I don't know why. Oh, in other news, I get an MRI on Friday. Yay! Maybe we'll get something going with my knee finally, but whatever. It is what it is. Anywho, so we'll try to do another live at the end of June, maybe. Before we get into the long weekend, Canada Day, the 1st of July, is a Friday. We already looked ahead. We're not planning anything tremendous. And so my American friends, you will have your 4th holiday on the Monday. So I'll try to do it before that, because people will be going away. We will not be. We'll be sticking around home. Might have my folks and my father-in-law over for dinner. We kind of had a big party last year because we could actually do that because COVID was okay at the time. So, but we don't want to do that this year. And I don't know how many times we've gone to Canada Day and it's just raining and bleh. So, yeah, thank you, Thelma. I'm glad too. I was actually supposed to get it last Friday, but then they had some kind of staffing problem. And I can't even go here. It's back towards Vancouver in one of the suburbs. I had an MRI clinic there. But at least I'll know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I wrecked my knee on February the 3rd. And here we are 4 months later. So basically it healed wrong. Torn. I have a torn meniscus. Almost guaranteed I have a torn meniscus. No, Thelma, I'm not going to do the pocket letter swap. I looked at that and went, I have a few things I have to accomplish. And I just don't think I have time for that. And I didn't want to say, yes, I want to do it. And then couldn't do it. And so no, I thought about it, but no. And I don't really do pocket letters anyway. I'd have to get the little holder folder doodads things, right? Oh, thank you, Colleen. There's not much I can do about it. That's why I have a cane and I get around slowly and not very far, but I get around. So we shall see. So I'm rambling on again. I really need another tea. I think I'm feeling dopey. Afternoon dopies. Oh my God. Oh, you were talking about your daughter's wedding, Thelma. Oh, that'll be awesome. Oh, it would be of good weather. We never know what it's going to do around here. Sometimes it's hotter than blazes, which has happened in the past. We've been at our friends next door and they had a big shindig, and sometimes it's just been blech. So I don't know. We'll see. My daughter was going to go camping, but she's decided against it. So we'll all be around. Where my son works at the brewery across town, he's the brewer. They might be doing a Canada Day thing at the brewery. So we just might go to that. So we'll see. Anyway, so I think I'll just shut this down because it's close to 2. I've been yapping at you for like an hour. And yeah, I'll see what I can set up for the end of June to chat with you guys again. I appreciate you all coming by. Thank you. And thank you, Melissa, for giving me the shove to go click on go live because I'm an idiot. Oh, Thelma's daughter is getting married in the backyard of her in-laws. Oh, that'll be nice. It's good to have those kind of simple weddings, isn't it? You're welcome, Colleen. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I'm sure I'll see you all around on various people's lives. And I see Thelma and Carlene usually every month when we do our Christmas collab. Bye, everybody. Take care.